There's been a warning that Foodbank usage in the region will continue to rise unless there are major changes in government policy. The number of emergency food parcels being handed out in the North East has gone up by 60% in the last 5 years. But the government says its welfare policies have resulted in record numbers of people now having a job. Our political correspondent David Rhodes reports.
At this Foodbank in Shildon, in County Durham, they hand out the bare basics of life, which gave Mark a lifeline when he was homeless.
I've been homeless for about 4 or 5 months. It's scary and you panic. You go into sort of a panic. Well, how am I going to survive? What's going to happen?
And what's it like to use a food bank?
A lot of people come in stressed, quite uptight. They're embarrassed.
The local MP for this constituency, Helen Goodman, says that 9 years ago across Bishop Auckland there were no food banks in her constituency. Today there are now 7, and there is growing evidence across our region that more people are turning to food banks for help. Figures show that 5 years ago there were around 59,000 food parcels handed out in the North East, but last year the number of food parcels given out was over 88,000, a rise of 60%.
I think low incomes, the cost of living, universal credit getting that one payment and the cap has really affected families. We just see families coming in with nothing in the cupboards by the end of the month. I think we're around for a long time, unless there's some major changes.
The government says its welfare policies have resulted in a record number of people having jobs, and it strongly refutes any claim that universal credit has forced people to use food banks, whilst Labour has promised to end in-work poverty through increases in government spending.
In the short term, all the evidence points to an increase in food bank demand, particularly if we look at the reviews of universal credit and the way that that's been rolled out. If it continues to roll out across the country as it has done up to now, we'll see more need and not less.
At the next election, whenever it's called, all our politicians will claim they can solve the problems that cause people to use a food bank. But in reality, there may be no quick fixes. David Rhodes, BBC Look North, Shildon.